This is so interesting to see how the potatoes grow on here. This is the seed potato plant, and then the potatoes just grow around it. Hey growing people, welcome back to the garden where the plants are always the focus. Now you might be saying to yourself, that does not look like a plant, and you would be right. These are the remnants of my potatoes that I planted back in February, and it's still got a layer of leaf mulch that I added to the top. But you can see that the plants are all dried up. That can be an indication that it's ready for them to be harvested, and it can also mean that they just dried up and died. So we will find out which is which in a little bit. This particular variety in this grow bag is Rose Gold. I was growing this variety in particular because it's supposed to do well in hot climates, and that's what we have here in Zone 9, hot and dry. So with all that said, let's get into seeing if there's anything for us that's edible in my harvest today. Now I'm just going to dig down a little bit where the plants are. Oh, I see something. I'm trying not to disturb the skin. And what do we have here? We've got a little rose gold potato. I'm just gonna brush off the excess dirt a little bit, and we need to let it cure for a little bit to let the skins harden and so that they won't be damaged. So there it is. So far, hooray. It's kind of a harvest. And we've got our first potato. Just moving the dirt around gently, right where I planted the plants. And I might end up dumping out the dirt like I did last season if I can't find any using this method. I think I see another one. You can see that it is slightly pink. The skin is slightly pink. And it's another beauty. Oh, here's a tiny one. Let's see what else. Here is another one. Very small, but you can see this one is like the most pink one. So that is our rose gold. And this slimy husk here is what we planted, so it's all been used up. All right, let's get the rest of the soil out the easy way. Oh, here we are. 2 more potatoes. And you can kind of tell where the plants are, where you see or where you can feel the roots of the old plant. So here's one right here. Tiny little thing. Oops. Here is another. And I can tell just by touching it that the skins are not quite firm enough to be handled, so that's why they need to cure it. Here is, the remnant of the plant, the potato that we planted. So this would be the seed potato. And it is all used up. It's done its job. And we're just gonna let it compost in the grow bag. Oh, look. I think this is the biggest one. And no, here's another one. It's a nice, it's a cute size. And another small one. And I think that is all we're going to find. Do I consider this a harvest? Well, we've got, let's see, 3, 6. We've got 15 little potatoes. It is food. I was hoping to get some large, like normal sized potatoes, the kind that you would find at the grocery store. These are not they, but it is something. They're about the same size as I got last year, and I thought by planting earlier this year that I would get more, or that I would get some nice sized potatoes, and it looks like that didn't work. So I've got about 5 more bags of potatoes, and I will continue to harvest them as their time comes due. And hopefully I'll get some nice potatoes. I'll still be able to eat these, but I was hoping for more. We will just stay hopeful for the next grow bags full of potatoes and see if we do any better. All right, that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like to see someone tinker around in the garden and try and grow potatoes and other crops, go ahead and grow that subscribe button and follow along. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, grow something good. Okay, so while I'm out here, I might as well show you my next bag of potatoes that look like they're ready to be harvested. These are Butte, the Butte potatoes, and you can see that they are dried up as well, like completely dried up. There's nothing green left on any of this. So again, either an indication that it's ready for harvest or that they just died. So let's see. And this one has a whole bunch of ants crawling on the potatoes. So I think, can you see that? There's a mess of ants in there. They're like right in there. Yeah, now you can see. So I don't know what that means. I've never had ants in my potatoes before, so I think instead of digging around by hand, I think I'll just dump this one out. Okay, here are some potatoes. Look at this one. It actually looks like a real potato. That's really exciting. I think this is what the size that new potatoes are supposed to be. So it's an actual new potato. And this is, let's see, Butte potato. I'm gonna let it cure just like I did for the Rose Gold. Oh, do you see that? Do you see where this layer of potatoes is right here? These are smaller, but they're all growing around. This is the seed potato right here. They're all growing around that. So this is 5 little potatoes. You can see here's the other seed potato. And there are just, oh my gosh, there's so many ants. Do you see that? I don't know why there's so many ants. But here is another new potato. I kind of don't want to put my hand in in this area over here where there's just so many ants. I don't know what's going on with that. think they're enjoying the seed potato, which is like mushy and just being eaten. So let me see if I can get this one out. I'm using a stick to get it out of the ant pile. Okay, so here's this one. And I think I'm gonna get ants crawling on me, which is not my favorite. Ugh. Gross ants. Okay, we've got this little one here. Where is it? There we are. And another one right here. And I think the ants were hoping that these were edible for them, and I think they found out that they weren't, but they sure are eating the seed potato. So around this other plant is another potato. You can see where the old plant is right here. That's kind of interesting to see. And so around its roots, that's where we should find the potatoes, and that's where they are. And yes, I have ants crawling on me, but at least they're not biting me. And then there are these two tiny ones here. I'm not sure if these are edible. And let's see. Oh look, here we are. This is so interesting to see how the potatoes grow on here. This is the seed potato plant, and then the potatoes just grow around on the stems. I'm not gonna bother taking these off. I like this the size of my thumbnail, so I'm just gonna leave those. I'll compost those. And that might be all that I have. Okay, I've got another one here. These are my Rose Golds, and these are my Butte that I just took out of the soil. Not too shabby. There's some, this isn't too terrible. Some of these are a nice size. This one's a nice like new potato size. So is this one. Still not exactly what I was looking for in terms of a crop. Again, it's only been 96 days since I planted them outside. It usually takes about 100 days for new potatoes. I don't think these were gonna grow a whole lot more in the next like 4 days. So I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if I don't have the right variety. I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but I will keep learning, and I will show you what I do with these potatoes. I'm going to probably put them in a paper bag and put them in the pantry until I'm ready to do something with them. And that is all I have. Let's keep growing, let's keep learning, and we'll see you in the next video.